of all, we start our curriculum map by going through each standard for what we're teaching in class. We incorporate that into our lesson plan every day. And then from there, we do lots of different things in the classroom to make sure that we are a standards-based classroom.
We look at where the students came from, but where they're going as well. And we use those learning objectives and those standards to kind of pinpoint exactly what is going to empower those students to meet those goals. And not only should we know the standards, but we also strive to have our students understand the standards as well. And we do that through the use of goal setting sheets, where they will reflect after each standard is taught at the end before their assessment.
We start with a problem of the day. Those are taken from itemized analysis questions that we get from the state, and those indicate whether there are weak areas that they had last year or whether they're strong areas. We do, as we do the problem of the day, we have them do it on a whiteboard, and so that allows us to see right away which students are struggling still, which questions we need to go over again, or maybe just restate at the beginning of the class, we state at the end when they do their homework, we'll put their homework up, and again it's stated several times during the class time. We are very much data driven. We like to go through the last year's scores, and at the beginning of each year we take the time to go through each of our students, each individual student's scores from the year before, to just see where are they at and what needs they have. And of course, that data is divided up into different categories so we can see the strengths and weaknesses according to the standards that they're going to come in knowing and where we're going. So we like to write down each of their scores. I keep it in the grade book right beside their name so it's ongoing so that I can tell this student's having trouble, this student's on an IEP, this student has a 504, and we really do go through and read each and every one of those to make sure that we are leading that student individually where they need to go.
Yeah, looking at the growth individually with each student is, I feel, a big piece that
Yes.
we do look. You know, not all students are going to show the same level of growth as long as they are showing improvement in the content. Going off of that, another thing that we do is not only do we look at the scores to kind of design our approach to the different standards, but we also will create our student groupings based off of it, whether we do a high-low partnership or high, medium, low, you know, looking at our blended learning groups, things like that. Another piece of data that we use is not only do we look at how well the students performed on state tests or on performance matters assessments, it's also a good reflection for, are we teaching it to the best of our abilities? So whether I show strength Performance Matters has been a very beneficial tool that I feel that we've used in our classrooms. The data that it provides is unmatched by a lot of things that we have seen. You know, we use the Performance Matters questions to look at areas of strength, areas of weakness. We also look at how students are doing. Are they able to retain what they're learning? Because that is the goal, not for them to just take the test and, you know, forget about the material. We then look at the specific questions where we saw the area of weakness. And we actually take those questions and we're going to implement them as problem of the days to begin our classrooms each day. And we do our best to indicate what the level was on this question, whether we're looking at depth of knowledge, or we will actually color code these to show the students this was an area of weakness that we had. Let's try to see, you know, if we can do better, because sometimes just revisiting it and spiraling back to something that they previously learned, the students are now ready to comprehend it and apply their knowledge as well.
Yes. Along with the Performance Matters, it does help us to align our common assessments. So our common assessments, we will look and see where we might need to add a question that we didn't have on last year. So we're constantly changing our common assessments. The depth of knowledge level 2, 3, those are all getting more difficult.